Yo, what's up everybody? It's Trek&Tally here and welcome to the channel. Today we're diving headfirst into the good old US of A. We're talking about the top 10 cities you absolutely, positively cannot miss. We're talking iconic landmarks, crazy good food, and experiences that'll stick with you for a lifetime. Don't forget to smash that like button, subscribe to the channel if you're new here, and let me know in the comments down below which city is your all-time favorite. For a free travel guide with even more tips and tricks, check out the link in the description. Alright, let's do this thing. First up, we're hitting the city that never sleeps. The Big Apple, New York City. This place is a whirlwind of energy 24/7. You step out of your hotel and bam! The sensory overload hits you like a taxi cab on a Friday night. First things first, you gotta hit up Times Square. Yeah, it's touristy, but come on, the flashing lights, giant billboards, it's like stepping into a movie screen. Next, you gotta find some peace and quiet in Central Park. It's an oasis in the middle of all the madness, and trust me, you'll need it to recharge before hitting the streets again. And of course, no trip to New York is complete without a selfie with Lady Liberty herself. Take the ferry to Staten Island, get that iconic photo, and thank me later. The art scene here is mind-blowing. MoMA, the Met, Guggenheim. You could spend a week in museums alone and still just scratch the surface. And don't even get me started on the food. From dollar pizza slices that'll change your life to Michelin star restaurants that'll blow your mind, New York's got it all. Make sure you come hungry because you're going to want to try everything. So embrace the energy, get ready for some adventure, and let New York City work its magic on you. Alright, from the East Coast, we're jumping over to the West Coast, landing in beautiful San Francisco. Now, this city is a little different, it's got a more laid-back vibe, but don't let that fool you, there's still plenty to see and do. First on the list, you gotta see the Golden Gate Bridge. You can walk it, bike it, drive it, heck, you can even swim it if you're feeling adventurous. But whatever you do, make sure you see it at least once in your life. Next up, a little history lesson. We're heading to Alcatraz Island, the infamous former prison. Take a ferry over, walk through the cells, and just imagine what it was like to be stuck on the rock. Back on the mainland, make sure you check out Fisherman's Wharf. It's touristy, sure, but it's also got amazing seafood, street performers, and that classic San Francisco charm. The city's built on hills, so get ready for some serious cardio, but the views from the top, totally worth it. Plus, you never know what you're gonna find walking around. One minute you're in a bustling shopping district, the next you're in a quiet neighborhood with Victorian houses. And while you're there, do yourself a favor and grab a sourdough bread bowl filled with clam chowder. Alright, pack your bags because we're heading down south to New Orleans, Louisiana. This city is unlike any other in the US. It's got soul, it's got rhythm, and it knows how to party. First things first, you gotta experience the French Quarter. This historic neighborhood is like stepping back in time with cobblestone streets, wrought iron balconies, and some of the best jazz music you'll ever hear. Grab a beignet and a café au lait, wander around and soak it all in. New Orleans is the birthplace of jazz, and you can feel it in the air. From street performers to legendary music clubs, there's live music everywhere you turn. And if you're lucky enough to be there during Mardi Gras, get ready for a party unlike anything you've ever seen. But New Orleans is more than just partying. It's a city with a rich history and culture. From gumbo and jambalaya to po' boys and muffalettas, your taste buds are in for a treat. Alright, let's head back north to the Midwest, to the one and only Chicago. This city is known for its stunning architecture, its passionate sports fans, and of course, its deep dish pizza. First stop, Millennium Park. This is where you'll find the Bean, that giant shiny sculpture that everyone takes pictures with. It's pretty cool, you can see the city reflected in it, and it makes for a pretty epic selfie. From there, head over to the Art Institute of Chicago. It's one of the oldest and largest art museums in the US, with a collection that'll blow your mind. After all that art, you're gonna need some fresh air, so head down to Navy Pier. It's a pier that juts out into Lake Michigan, with Ferris wheels, carnival games, restaurants, and the best views of the city skyline. Speaking of the skyline, Chicago's is iconic. Those towering skyscrapers against the backdrop of Lake Michigan, it's like something out of a movie. The best way to experience it is to take a boat tour. You'll get a whole new perspective of the city, and you can't beat those photo ops. Now let's talk about the food. Chicago is known for its deep dish pizza, and for good reason. Just make sure you come hungry because it's a serious meal. For your free travel guides, check out the link in the description. Alright, time to live it up in Las Vegas, baby. This city is all about bright lights, big dreams, and of course, a little bit of luck. The main attraction here is the Las Vegas Strip, a 4-mile stretch of casinos, hotels, restaurants, and entertainment that's like nothing you've ever seen. Now, you can't go to Vegas without trying your luck at the casinos. Whether it's blackjack, roulette, or those penny slots that somehow suck you in for hours, there's a game for everyone. But Vegas is more than just gambling. The shows here are world-class, from Cirque du Soleil to resident performers like Celine Dion and Elton John. And believe it or not, there's actually a lot of cool stuff to do outside of the Strip. Get ready to soak up some sun because we're heading to Miami, Florida. This city is all about beaches, sunshine, and that laid-back tropical vibe. First things first, you gotta hit the beach. South Beach is the most famous, with its white sand, turquoise water, and Art Deco lifeguard stands. It's the perfect place to work on your tan, people watch, or just relax and listen to the waves crashing on the shore. But Miami's beaches are just the beginning. This city is a melting pot of cultures with a strong Latin influence. Head over to Little Havana where you can sip on Cuban coffee, try authentic Cuban food, and maybe even catch a game of dominoes. And if you're into art, you gotta check out the Wynwood Walls. It's an outdoor art gallery with colorful murals and graffiti from artists all over the world. And when the sun goes down, Miami comes alive. This city knows how to party, and the nightlife here is legendary. Make sure you try a Cuban sandwich, some fresh ceviche, and of course a key lime pie. Get ready to two-step your way to Austin, Texas. This city is known for its live music scene, its laid-back vibe, and its motto, "Keep Austin Weird." First things first, you gotta catch a show. Austin is known as the live music capital of the world, and for good reason. There are literally hundreds of venues, from intimate bars to massive outdoor amphitheaters, and you can find any genre of music you can imagine. Just wander down 6th Street, pop into a bar, and let the music take you away. But Austin's more than just music. It's a city with a laid-back vibe, friendly people, and a love for all things outdoors. Head over to Zilker Park, where you can swim in Barton Springs, a natural spring-fed pool, or rent a kayak and paddle around Lady Bird Lake. And if you're feeling adventurous, take a hike through the Barton Creek Greenbelt, a scenic trail that winds through the heart of the city. And no trip to Austin would be complete without a visit to the Texas State Capitol. It's one of the largest Capitol buildings in the United States, and you can take a free tour to learn about Texas history and government. Make sure you try some Texas barbecue, a breakfast taco, and, of course, some Tex-Mex. Pack your raincoat. We're heading to the Pacific Northwest, to the city of coffee and grunge music, Seattle, Washington. This city is known for its stunning natural beauty, its laid-back vibe, and its love for all things coffee. First things first, you gotta see the Space Needle. It's the iconic symbol of Seattle, and you can take a ride to the top for breathtaking views of the city, the Puget Sound, and the surrounding mountains. From there, head over to Pike Place Market, one of the oldest and largest farmers markets in the U.S. You can find everything here from fresh produce and seafood to handmade crafts and souvenirs. And make sure you check out the famous fishmongers who throw fish through the air like it's nobody's business. And speaking of coffee, Seattle is practically synonymous with the stuff. This is where Starbucks was born, after all. But don't just go to Starbucks. There are countless independent coffee shops in Seattle, each with its own unique character and vibe. Take a ferry ride across Puget Sound, hike through Discovery Park, or even head out to Mount Rainier National Park for some serious hiking and stunning views. Grab your walking shoes and your history books. We're heading to Boston, Massachusetts, one of the oldest and most historic cities in the U.S. This city is where the American Revolution began, and you can feel the history everywhere you turn. First things first, you gotta walk the Freedom Trail. It's a 2.5-mile-long brick path that winds its way past 16 historical landmarks, including Boston Common, Faneuil Hall, Paul Revere's house, and the Old North Church. It's the best way to see the city and learn about its fascinating past. And while you're in Boston, you gotta try some seafood. This is New England after all, and the seafood here is out of this world. Head to the North End, Boston's Little Italy, for some of the best Italian food outside of Italy. Hold on to your hats, we're heading to Nashville, Tennessee, the heart of country music, and a city that knows how to have a good time. First things first, you gotta visit the Grand Ole Opry. It's the most famous country music venue in the world, and you can catch a show featuring some of the biggest names in country music. Even if you're not a huge country music fan, it's worth going just to experience the history and the energy of this iconic venue. Take a walk down Broadway, where you can find honky-tonk bars with live music spilling out onto the street, cowboy boot stores, and souvenir shops. And if you're looking for something a little more low-key, head over to the Gulch, a trendy neighborhood with art galleries, boutiques, and some of the best restaurants in the city. Make sure you try some hot chicken, Nashville's signature dish, a fried chicken sandwich that's as spicy as it is delicious. And for a truly unique experience, head to the Pancake Pantry, where they've been serving up fluffy pancakes since 1969. And there you have it, folks! The top 10 must-visit cities in the USA. From the bustling streets of New York City to the laid-back beaches of Miami, there's a city for everyone in this amazing country. So what are you waiting for? Start planning your next adventure. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to give it a big thumbs up, subscribe to the channel for more travel tips and adventures, and let me know in the comments down below which city you're planning to visit next. For a free travel guide with even more tips and tricks, check out the link in the description. Until next time, happy travels.